It is Thursday at 6 o'clock, and you know what that means. Collectors Confessions Live. We are trying for the third time. Hopefully this works this time. Brian and I pairing up on Thursdays to give you the best we can here. It's 6 o'clock. We're going to talk about comic books for the next 15 minutes or so. We hope you guys enjoy it. Brian's going to watch the chat while I talk. Well, then when Brian talks, I will watch the chat. We will talk about anything you want here. We usually talk about our new comic books. We have a whole bunch of new comic books from Absolute Batman, a new Universal Monsters Dracula from Image, and a whole bunch of other books. I got some free Halloween books too, so we'll talk about those. So without any further ado, I know you guys missed the spin, but we have dummies now. Me and Brian are both dummies. We are working with For Dummies. If you didn't catch our interview this past Tuesday, on Tuesday, we had an interview with Justin Peniston about Fantastic Four For Dummies. It is a fantastic book. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it. Link is in the description to buy it for dummies.
Some would say we've always been dummies.
We have always been dummies. That's why we started a YouTube channel in our 50s. What sane person would start a YouTube channel in their 50s? So, just so you guys know, we have. Brian, you have your volume on your other computer. I hear your volume.
Just so you guys know.
I hear your volume from your second computer. Brian's frozen. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead. And I'm going to talk about the comics I bought for the week. Again, check out our interview with Justin Peniston about Fantastic Four for Dummies. You know I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. This is not really for dummies. This is basically a guide to Fantastic Four. We have another interview coming up with another For Dummies guy. Stay tuned. Let's get into the comic books we bought for the week. Right out of the bat, Absolute Batman Annual #1. The art is fantastic in here by Daniel Warren Johnson, right?
I've been really liking this series. I've been reading it online, but it's been great.
Great series is absolutely fantastic. It's
good.
I like how the Absolute line is telling a whole different story, but it's not my favorite Batman comic right now. This has been my favorite. Batman and Robin Year One is a retelling of Batman and Dick Grayson. This is the final issue this week. And Dick Grayson this really puts a spotlight on Dick Grayson and how the two developed as a dynamic duo. I don't know if you guys realize, but recently the reason why we started doing it like this is I bought a new laptop computer just for Collectors Confessions, and today my mouse finally came in, and there is the mouse I'm going to be using from here on in. So I could have got a different one, but I really wanted that. So let's keep going. Batman was big this week in comics, and what better way to celebrate Halloween than the long Halloween, the last Halloween, issue 10, the final issue of the series. This is a good way to close this legacy. This book is moody, tense, pure. It's Gotham Noir. This series has been fantastic. It's the follow-up to the long Halloween. This is the last Halloween. My assumption is there will be another Halloween next year. They should do it every year. So got my Batmans. Brian is actually paying attention to the comments, so don't think he's dozing off over there. This old man. Superman Book of the Week, Superman Red and Blue, Special #1, 2025. The art is beautiful in this. It's very simple. It's blues and reds and whites. That's it.
I love that. That looks like an old movie.
And it's a standalone story. If you bought this, let me know in the comments. I just, I buy everything Batman and Superman now, pretty much. That's it. That's my DC haul. 4 comics, 3 Batman and a Superman. So it was a very light.
It's funny. It's funny because when I first met you, you didn't buy any Batman books.
I know. And then I started missing out on big events. What happened was big characters were being released. And actually what got me on Batman was the writers. So they started getting better and better writers. And
they did.
And as you know, Brian and I go to a lot of comic shops, we go to a lot of conventions, and all we're hearing people talk about is how much better DC is doing right now than Marvel. And people are really coming in to buy DC as opposed to Marvel, which 3 years ago was the complete opposite.
Hey, Anton, just a quick thing. We're always glad to help.
Yeah.
Because Anton said thank you for the downloads on his podcast.
Keep listening to Anton's podcast.
Yeah. I'm hoping we're helping.
We'll put another.
That's what we'd love to do is help other people do cool shit.
This is the community for this. We built this community to help everybody who's who's with us. When anybody else out there want to promote anything, let us know. We're good
Yeah,
to promote.
we're here for you.
We are. All right, Image. Yes, look at that.
Ooh,
It's black and red. So black, white, and red. It. Look at this.
wow. That cover alone is worth buying. Look at that.
I mean, I am not a huge horror fan, as you guys know, but I love the Universal monsters. So I've been buying all of these. So there you
I
go.
am a huge horror fan, and I love Dracula.
And look who's writing it. I mean, come on.
Oh, it's tiny, and yeah, oh, it's
This
just great.
this is gonna be
He,
great.
he's like a factory of good ideas at this point. It's amazing.
I don't understand how a guy like him just keeps putting out more and more, like how much stuff he could possibly be working on at one time. And speaking of people who have been working on a lot of stuff, friend of the show, who's coming on for a third interview, one of my favorites,
Tony
Tony
Fleeks.
Fleeks. Tony Fleeks right now is still writing Feral, and if you're reading this, drop in the comments that you're reading it. I recently met Tony for the first time in person at Baltimore Comic Con. It was great. I'm so glad I got to meet him in person because he's been on the show twice, and he's coming on again in about a week or so. And I yelled at him because he kills all the cutest cats in Feral, so you become really happy with the character, and then Tony kills it. But Tony right now is writing The Thing, and he's writing also a new comic in the Age of Revelation. He's writing what was his name? I can't think of the character's name. The one with the pink hair, Brian. What's his name from the X-Men? Who was dead?
Oh, Omega Kid
Omega Kid. He's writing
or Kid
Omega
Omega.
Kids.
I'm
Kid
sorry, Kid
Omega.
Omega.
He's
Yeah.
writing a book in Age of Revelation. So Fleeks is writing 2 books for Marvel, and he's writing this. I mean, this. If you're not reading this, this is like a Disney horror story. So the book looks like Disney characters, but they go through the most horrific things. And he's literally killed almost every main character throughout the series. Like you start to love a character, and Tony kills him. So that's all of my indie books. Now let's look at my Marvel books, which are a little bit big, but I also have some Halloween stuff. The Death of Silver Surfer continues. It's an emotional roller coaster. This one. If you're a fan of the Fantastic Four or Silver Surfer, this one is you should 100% be reading this. Greg Pak is writing it. I don't know when One World Under Doom is actually going to end, but at some point I think it might. Right as of right now, no, they're still doing it. He's still with the Runaways. I don't know. Anyone out there know? Because even on the back is the advertisement for the next installment, so it's going for a while now. Another one that keeps going, it's a little bit spotty, is Imperial. This does not come out on a regular basis. I love the Scotty Young cover, so there's my Scotty Young cover. So
Oh,
that
that's nice.
I believe I have a reason why Marvel is having a little bit of difficulty right now with their titles, because right now they have One World Under Doom going on, they have this Imperial going on, which has a bunch of titles tied in, and now they started Age of Revelation, which has a ton of tie-in titles. This is
Yeah.
X-Vengers, and the reason why I bought this is because if you saw the short we did on, I think it's this, right? It's X-Avengers. There's a Kid Man Thing. Had no idea who that is, and I wanted to read the comic to see who Kid Man Thing was. So if you know who Kid Man Thing is, write it in the comments. I think this is in here. Another tie into Age of Revelation, one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe, Cloak or Dagger. In this issue, when Cloak appears, Dagger disappears, and so forth. And they're married. I didn't realize they got married at some point. So they're married in this, but they can't occupy the same realm at the same time. So one disappears when the other one comes. Another Age of Revelation tie-in, Expatriate X-Men, led by Miss Marvel. They're battling what, you know, it's a bad time. It's 10 years into the future. There's a problem with a virus from mutant virus on Earth, and this is the X-Men are being exterminated again. I think that's every future in the Marvel universe. So I am, as you can tell, I am now committing myself to buying probably all of the Age of Revelation comics. I didn't want to, but it appears that I am going to. Unfortunately.
Chad, I've been researching the Age of Apocalypse crossover from the
Right.
mid '90s lately because I was thinking about doing a long video on it. But God, are there a lot of comics?
There's a lot of comics in Age of Power. And this Age of Revelation, the same thing.
Holy, is drag the entire Marvel line in.
There's
Hmm?
a lot of times Age of Revelation has a lot of
Sorry.
new titles in Age of Revelation. So Age of
Oh
Revelation
my
is
God.
it's pulling in characters that we
Endless.
haven't seen. So it's the same as any age at Marvel is going to pull in multiple titles. So did you guys go to your comic shop this week because they had a bunch of
Yeah.
Halloween comics? Trick or treat, they do this. This is the mask Brian's going to wear tomorrow
Nice.
to work. So they did that. There's another one.
Actually, I should put up the picture my wife and I are going to do for our costume because it's going to be pretty rough.
Godzilla Fantastic Four Trick or Treat variant. This one's going to be a lot lower number than the actual issue that came out. Venom Lethal Protector Trick or Treat. Go to your local comic shop. Ask them for these. They gave me all of these
It's a
Dark
nice
Horse
cover.
Nocturnals, and finally Mushishi.
Mushishi.
Mushishi. That's another Trick or Treat read. Hopefully, kids get these too because that's what they're for. So that is my haul for the week. I will have recommendations after Brian gives his haul. Yes, Brian has another haul. It's on you, Brian.
I always do. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So I'm going to go. Here's what I got. Okay, hold on. We also have our recommendations for next week. We
Yep.
got to do next,
Yeah,
right?
cool.
Okay. So my haul from this week is the first one, Thundercats 20, which I've been buying these Franco Palillo covers because he gives me these real strong Frank Frazetta vibes. Like these are just really heroic feeling. And so Thundercats 20, the Franco Perillo cover,
Hey, hold on.
awesome.
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. So that's Dynamite. And if you guys have been watching long enough, you know
Oh
that
yeah, Dynamite. Yeah.
we now have a working agreement with Dynamite. Dynamite sends us some stuff. So Dynamite has something new that they're doing, and it involves the Thundercats. They're doing a Thundercats and Friends blind bag, and
Yeah.
they have a Kickstarter going on right now. So each of the bags is packed with 5
Mhm.
comic books, and they're 5 really rare variant covers. Metal, hollow foil, ash cans, sketch variants,
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
exclusive just to the blind bag covers. It's called Thundercats and Warner Brothers and Friends from Warner Brothers. It's Thundercats, Silverhawk, Space Ghost, and a bunch more. Every bag will have a $250 value, some as much as $500, with art by Mike Mignola, Mark Spears, David
Hmm.
Nakayama. I mean, this is fantastic. We're going to be doing a short on this too to give more details. But the link to the Kickstarter is in the description. So if you want to support the Kickstarter, there's a bunch of really good levels in the Kickstarter that you can get stuff that's only exclusive to this. So if you're a fan of what Dynamite's been doing, and Brian and I are children of the 80s, we love the
Yeah.
Dynamite stuff because it brings us back to when we were kids. So check out the link in the description for the Thundercat and Friends blind bag Kickstarter from Dynamite.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Cool. It's really
And I
cool.
can't wait to see I can't wait to find somewhere Mike Mignola's take on Thundercats. Like that's gonna be look so
Yeah.
cool.
And
Yeah.
they have so many great artists and writers, and Dynamite's agreement with us right now is if we go to them and request an artist, they match us up with them and they let us do an interview. So if there's an artist you guys would
Yeah.
an artist or writer you guys would like us to interview that works for Dynamite, let us know and we can see if we can make that happen.
You know what's funny, Chad? I was as a kid, I wasn't really a Thundercats fan. I got into Thundercats when I was watching the 2011 reboot with
Right.
my kids. And I was like, oh, this is like is a deep potential for good fantasy world building. And Declan Shalvey and the writers around him have really jumped into that, like in a
Yeah.
great way.
I'm hoping they do
So the other one
the
I have,
crossover. They do a major crossover with all of those characters in a
so
world.
good. Yeah, the other one I got was again another Franco Perillo cover, which Chitara Worldbreaker, which I mean, look at that. Look at that image of Chitara right there. That's just awesome. So good. Up next, IDW. I'm loving the Kaisei Godzilla stuff. So I grabbed Godzilla versus Kansas City, and it's just awesome. Like he's attacking every city in America, and they have these anthologies about what would happen if he did. It's just fantastic stuff.
Comic Plug. We'll ask about
Uh,
Mike Cho. We'll reach out. We'll see if they can get us Mike Cho. He's drawing
oh, that'd
Space
be great.
Ghost.
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh, Space Ghost has been great,
I'm gonna write it down.
great. And
This
then the
is
last thing I grabbed this week was actually a trade. I grabbed Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers, the
ah
first volume, and I have a few of the issues independently, but I fell off at a certain point. And I love Daniel Warren Johnson. I let you, Chad, do a power bomb, which is
yes.
about his
I
take
have
on
it
wrestling, which is
sitting over
awesome,
here somewhere.
and his Murder Falcon, which is great. His art and writing is just so good. He's really, really good at what he does. Yeah, so I would advise anyone who's not reading Transformers, it's really, really good. It takes us well past like any other Transformer property that we've seen so far.
And he did
Um,
this. He did this month too. This is Daniel Warren Johnson.
oh really? He did Absolute Batman?
Yeah, he did. He's doing
Oh,
the
that's awesome.
he did the annual this for them. For yeah, Daniel Warren
He's
Johnson.
he's great. Okay, I have one last recommendation, and it's not a comic, Chad,
Okay,
because it's Halloween weekend. I want to recommend a movie.
go
Can I
ahead.
do that? Is that fair?
I don't know if our comic book community is going to enjoy you recommend movie, but go ahead.
Okay. If you can't find horror movie to watch this Halloween, you should watch this Night of the Creeps. It is so much fun. It's especially fun if you watch it with a bunch of people and just have a few drinks, have a few laughs. It's a great, great zombie film from the 1980s.
Are they really
Chad, am I
zombies?
wrong?
Are they really zombies though? They're kind of like alien possessed, kind of. But
But they are zombies. They're dead. So then they're walking
comment if you've
around.
seen Night of the Creeps. Because Brian and I are both huge fan of Night of the Creeps. It's one of those 1980s movies that
So good.
perfect 1980s horror, where it takes place,
Yep.
and the actors in it are actors you know from 1980s. So let us know in the comments if you've seen Night of the Creeps. I don't have a movie recommendation, so I was unaware that we were recommending movies.
No, I just thought like, hey, maybe our fan base would like a movie to
There you
check
go.
out.
Night of the Creeps. Brian is right. Where can do you know where they can watch it? What's it streaming on?
It's probably on Tubi. I'm not sure if it is. I have the physical media, because I like physical media.
Dude, Night of
But
the Comets is one of our all-time favorite movies. And
oh,
in a past life, we actually had
tell the story.
we had a podcast before the YouTube channel, and we interviewed one of them from the movie. We
Yeah, we
should get
interviewed.
we should get her on here.
We should, right? That'd be great.
Yeah,
She was wonderful. She
wonderful.
was so nice.
And we were really small at the time, and she jumped to come on
Yeah,
the show right away.
and she was just like cool.
Night of the Comics is one of my all-time favorite
One of the best.
1980s horror movies, and I've seen it probably like 30 times.
Oh, it's great.
Good one.
Great.
That's a good one.
Hmm. So are we up to recommendations?
We're up to recommendations. How many
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll do. How about I do my Marvel and my DC, and then we can go indie to indie.
Great.
So my Marvel recommendation for next week is DC KO Night Fight. It's Batman's KO, Batman's introduction into the KO universe. It's KO. This is their big crossover. They don't have 17 crossovers going on right now. They only have one. And then my other one at Marvel is Aliens versus Captain America #1. It's Captain America versus an alien. So I don't know how that goes. I love that Marvel is embracing the horror aspect of Aliens and Predator. And the DC KO Night Fight is written by Joshua Williamson, who's one of my favorites. So that's my Marvel and DC. Brian, give me an indie.
Okay, my first indie would be Godzilla #4 from IDW, the Kaisei era. They've been doing great stuff. They're combining a bunch of anime tropes with Godzilla stories. So you have basically like a group of superheroes that are very similar to like the Voltron characters fighting Godzilla. It's great stuff.
And my first one is Dynamite Blood Red #1. Fred Van Lent is writing it, and we're actually trying to get him on the show. We met him at New York Comic Con, so hopefully
Yeah.
he can come on and talk about that. So that's my first one. That's from Dynamite. It's called Dynamite, not Dynamite. DIE, Namite.
I
Go ahead. What's your next one?
got one from Dynamite, regular Dynamite. Thundercats Humira #1 by Ed Brisson and Alice Lecter. they're bringing the Premier character into the Thundercats universe
Are they
proper,
doing one a month,
and
one a week? Because last week was you bought Chitara was
they're churning them out. Yeah, and they're
it's
grabbing
doing
great
really
creators
well.
because Ed Brisson is a great writer. He's really good.
They're doing
So
really
they're
well though.
just like hitting it.
Yeah, there you go. My second one, Anton. Doctor Who new series from Titan. Doctor Who, The
Oh
Prison
yeah.
Paradox #1 comes out from Titan Comics next week,
Mhm.
and it's being written by Dan Waters, who's a friend of the show. I just was
Oh,
talking with Dan at
awesome.
Baltimore Comic Con. He's coming on again for a second time. He just wrote a Twilight Zone issue. Now he's going to be writing Doctor Who series. So, and his Batman Dark Patterns has been fantastically horrific in the DC universe. So I am 100% getting that. Doctor Who fan, big Dan Waters fan. So that's my second recommendation from
Oh,
Indie.
second floor is asking which doctor is it?
It is the most recent one.
Oh, okay, great. Hmm.
We'll do
Am I up?
keep an eye out. We'll do a short. There'll be a short coming up this week on it on why you
More
should
than
pick it up.
likely. Yeah.
Yep, you're up.
Okay. My last recommendation is Quick Stops, Volume 3, number 3 from Dark Horse. It's by Kevin Smith and Mark Rahill. It's a Dogma story. Buddy
Okay.
Christ has been stolen, and the two detectives on the job are Jay and Silent Bob.
Really?
And they team up with Metatron to try to find where has Buddy Christ gone.
And that's out next week?
Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't read about that. And that's
yeah.
all right. That sounds pretty good. I didn't even see
Sounds
that.
awesome, right?
Yeah, I probably would have recommended that. Didn't even see it.
Which is why I wore the hat.
Very good. My last
Mhm.
recommendation is Space Scouts #1 from Dark Horse. It's
Oh, that
about
looks good.
reality show in space. That's all I actually needed. So
It looks great.
you guys put some recommendations in the comments if you have something that you think we would enjoy next week that we haven't mentioned.
Absolutely.
Listen, I buy a lot of Marvel and DC. Brian buys a lot of indies. Just let us know if there's something that
Mhm.
we missed. As you saw, we're back and forth with you guys, and when we do this, it means I'm looking at comments. So I'm not ignoring what Brian's saying.
Me
I'm
too.
watching your
Every time I
comments.
look down, I'm reading my phone with the comments.
I'm working on a second computer, so I watch you on my second computer. So I have a whole bunch of stuff, notes over here. I have comics. I have my listen. I showed you this, and that this is the pen I write with now during this, when we're taking notes.
Beautiful.
So
It's absolutely beautiful.
we we try. So I think that's it for this week. We have nothing else.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the fact that we're doing the side by side now and not the other way. Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this. Let us know if there's anything
Yeah.
else you'll see. Coming up this week, Saturday's episode is we visited Comic Relief in New Jersey. That episode is up on Saturday.
Mhm.
And next week we have another interview coming up, so check that out. And we actually just a sneak preview. I wasn't going to reveal this, but I guess I will. We got a chance this week to interview Mark Waid.
Ah, yes. The great Mark Waid.
Met him at Baltimore Comic Con, and if you
Hmm.
watch the Baltimore Comic Con episode, I told you a story about how I ran into him, and I actually told him the story, and he remembered, and we set up an interview, and we got him on. So that's that, guys. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you guys a lot because you guys come on with us every Thursday at 6 o'clock. You're all loyal followers. So
Hmm.
I think we're actually going to do a giveaway. We're going to give one of these away. I have an extra
Yeah,
now,
we
so
should.
keep an eye out. We have an interview coming up in a couple weeks with another one. I think we're going to give this one away on that episode. So you know how much we love doing giveaways. So I guess that's it. Brian signed off already before we ended. Thanks for watching. Love what you collect. I don't know where he went. See you next week.